With no further ado, our guest is a friend of mine I've known for years, one of the best agents in the NFL. Actually has a football career of his own he's going to let us know about back to his college days. Not a bad little player on the gridiron himself. He's also the man of the moment in New York with this Tommy DeVito stuff. Mr. Sean Stellato, welcome to the season with Peter Schrager.
Peter, I appreciate those kind words, my friend. Always great to have a little time with you. And yeah, exciting time right now.
All right, so this is Tuesday morning. Monday night felt like the apex, but it might even go higher and higher for Tommy DeVito. 17 of 21, game-winning drive, third straight win, no interceptions, and yet it's the vibes, it's the off the field stuff, it's everything that goes into it that New York is having a moment. Take us through yesterday, please. When your day started, Monday, and the Monday night win over the Packers. What was going down?
Without a doubt, I first got to bring my Sienna Sicily to kindergarten, so that kicked off, and then I drove down, had a meeting in Manhattan, and then shot over to that electric stadium. Obviously the Cutlets, the tailgate was 5-star, led by Lexi and Tommy Sr. and the 200 to 300 people, but just we knew last night was a huge coming out opportunity. Look, he's already came out a little bit, but we knew the Packers, obviously playoff contention, Monday Night Football, home. He was ready for the moment. Tommy was an Elite 11. He was a dark horse for the Heisman in 2018. Yeah, I knew how good he is. And let's face it, sometimes you just need that opportunity, and luck is where preparation meets opportunity. He's continued to show his worth, and that he can deserves to be a starter in the National Football League.
We had you on Good Morning Football, and we had Tommy on day 3 of the draft, and he comes in, and we loved him. We loved his energy. We loved everything about him. He goes undrafted, and then you guys have to hustle a little bit and figure, okay, who are we going to sign with? First, talk about the disappointment of not being drafted, and then the quick pivot to what's the best situation for us.
Yeah, everybody wants any player that's trying to get to the NFL wants to hear their name called. And let's face it, some of the greatest to play the game haven't had that opportunity. But we know about projecting value in long ball game. And I think what it came down to, Peter, coming in the studio, he showed all 32 GMs that morning that, you know what, I'm the real guy. I'm your guy. I'm confident. What I did at Illinois is just something that I'm going to continue to evolve off of. And that's what he did. Draft day was a little bit, let's face it, there should be a day 4 in the NFL draft. 3 days, the undrafted market is the Wild West. And, it's tough. You're making a life-changing decision in moments, and I don't think that's very reasonable. We didn't have a ton of offers. I stood on his father's office desk that night, begging, clawing, scratching why they needed to draft him. And no one really wanted to listen. And I remember the Rams when they took Stetson Bennett, and I said, come on, man, this kid is better. I know he didn't win the national championship. And then he went out, but he has been a humble kid. And it came down to the Commanders, and it came down to the Giants. And my relationship with Joe, going back with the Bills, having a player there, Cam Lewis, and then Coach Gable, his development of quarterbacks, we were looking at guaranteed money to the local boy to come back home, and let's have an opportunity to do what we need to do in one of the greatest markets of football, of fashion. And the stars kind of aligned, and he knew he was going to have to go in there. And I met with Coach early, right after the draft, and he laid it out on the table what he's going to need to do to stick. And let's face it, he did a great job with Josh Allen. He's done it, Tua and Jalen. We knew that was his guy, and he loves Coach, and he loves the organization. And it's been, obviously, the story couldn't be written any better.
Let's talk about your story, because we always talk about the GMs and the coaches on this podcast and where they came from, their humble beginnings. But you played at Marist, and you were a stud at Marist. You were a good player. Then you went from being a player to an agent. Take us through your rise through football and kind of where you're at now.
My dad gave me a football when I was 6 years old, and we watched Doug Flutie do the miraculous pass.
1983.
84, November 25th, Peter. I looked at him and I said, Daddy, I want to be a football player. And he said, hey, you know what? You're not going to be the biggest, strongest. We don't have the resources like a lot of others, but no one can ever outwork you. And I took that. He goes, this ball going to be a compass. And football has changed my life in every part of the realm. And I'm blessed. And, the title of my book is No Backing Down. That's my mantra. Marist gave me an opportunity. I just missed getting into Columbia. Richmond offered me a scholarship, and I wanted it. My mother doesn't fly. So I said, I'm going to go out to be a Red Fox, and embraced, 2 Division I sports. I did play 2 years of pro ball, arena football. Jeff Brom.
Really?
Yep. Jeff was
Yeah.
the coach. I knew Jeff, his rookie first year ever coaching, was an absolute rock star. He had us running the 49ers Chargers playbook. And then, obviously I operate now, through primary source experience, not through speculation, kind of like a GM agent. And I've been able to really go after guys that I believe in, maybe guys that are underdogs, because we share that same mindset and that grittiness and that walking with a boulder on our shoulder. And Tommy defines all those core values. And let's face it, the Italian heritage, we're both very, very proud paisans. We know all our ancestors who came before us and made those sacrifices. So it's been fun, been in the game. My SES Sports is 10 years old. So not a rookie, been in the game for 18 years. And I'm just excited to be in this moment, because let's face it, we all build and we work for these type of moments. But I'm so proud of Tommy DeVito, how he's handled himself off the field, never forgetting his roots. He is inspiring, and he's being that iconic figure that so many people need, of hope for that underdog. And let's face it, everybody can hit the ovarian lottery. Everyone can be at a certain level, but Tommy has taken the bull by the horns, and that's a testament to Lexi and his dad, how they raised him, and a testament to my mom and dad, how they raised him. Let's face it, I got an awesome wife, and Peter.
Yeah.
You can be good, becoming great. You got to have that right lady on your corner. And my wife has been my Adrian. And I'm trying to be the for her.
Last night you put on that hat, you got the suit on, you're kissing Thompson, and it goes viral. The Mannings are talking about it. Did you wake up this morning to about 1,000 texts?
I think it might have been 2,000, Peter. Absolutely crazy. I know it was, Tommy Senior, he kissed me first. And I said, you know what? I was, I know he broke the ice. Yeah, you know what? I put the hat on. I'm a big Frank Sinatra, Rocky Balboa fan.
Let's go.
So I've kind of lived my life as the Rocky Balboa and in that passion, that gritty underdog. That was a special moment with his dad, being able to experience that, the energy, doing in New York. I just wish, Sinatra in New York was playing when he kissed me. That would have been kind of like the icing on the cake.
That's Yankee Stadium. That's how they end it there. They end at Yankee Stadium with New York Giants. I think they go New York State of Mind with Alicia Keys, which
yes, they do.
Cool, which is fine.
Peter, I got engaged on Rockefeller Ice. I can't even ice skate. So, I appreciate the Red Sox, but I am a Yankees fan. I know that's kind of a crazy statement to make, which has been cool. But I'm just so happy for Tommy. Tommy is he's a warrior. He's a fighter, and he has that quiet swag and confidence that is just intoxicating.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy for you, because I've known you for years, and you've had you've had a lot of guys come through, a lot of Patriots players. I remember. I mean, I saw a tweet this morning from Jonas Gray, like, "Hey, that's my agent. Like, that's the man right there." So it's not like you're this overnight sensation to us in the football world, but you guys are leaning into this, and I appreciate it. The thing that DeVito said at the end of his press conference was like, "Hey, it's good for business," and let's call it like it is. The football's been great, but he's not afraid to go and do the off the field stuff and really lean into his Italian heritage as well.
Yeah, we look through those similar lenses, and I think that's important, the business side of things. But obviously, we know our main commitment is to the New York Giants and being the best football player he can be. But then there is a side, let's face it, we're in an information, tech savvy era, today. Tom Brady didn't have that, when he was killing it early years. So we know we've got to gradually, pick and choose who we want to collaborate with. But let's face it, our names end in a vowel. We're passionate about our heritage, and it's a great market that shares that same passion and all those traditions. And let's face it, Christmas time's coming, Peter. We got the 7 fishes, and we've got a lot of cool, unique traditions of that Italian culture that we're looking forward to. So playing on Christmas Day is going to be extra unique for him this year. Obviously, we can't look, main focus is New Orleans. But
I didn't even realize that. Is that game in Jersey, or is that game in Philly?
Philly.
Oh, so Dom DeSandro, Nick Sirianni, John Ferrari, and Tommy DeVito will all be in the building together.
You know what? My wife, we might have to set up a Christmas tree in the hotel, and come down to Philly and have Christmas. And I'll do my Rocky step run in the morning.
Gonna say Philly's got there no shortage of Vince Papali and Rocky Balboa and cousin Paulie. I feel like there's some Philly stuff there too.
Yeah, there really is. Yeah, the Philly. Yeah, Philly's a cool city. I had 4 players when they won Super Bowl 52. Which was a cool experience. It was weird going up against the Patriots. It's like I had guys on both sides, but Brian Brayman is one of my firstborns in the industry, and it was special to see him, hoist that Lombardi trophy, and the owners, Mr. Lurie, Howie Roseman, great guy. And, I had a good John Tisch last night. We had a good moment on the field pregame. He paved the way at the gunnery. I went to gunnery school for a year in Connecticut, and he's the alum of that school. And
that's
that was
cool.
a year of my life.
When you see some of the tweets coming through, and the Mannings obviously commented on you, but like who's the icon that is talking about Tommy DeVito, or even an Italian American icon that has talked about you and DeVito and DeVito's dad, that has been like, are you serious? That guy's paying attention? Oh my gosh, pinch me.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of iconic names. Look at Scott Pioli, is a huge Italian roots guy. I mean, he brought up the draft day, and in terms of the setup for food, there's a lot of guys. Sebastian,
Maniscalco, sure.
Now he called Tommy up and congratulated. I spoke Joe Pesci. I'm getting inducted Friday into the National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame in Chicago.
Whoa. Slow down. You're getting inducted this week to the Italian American Sports Hall of Fame amongst Mike Piazza, and you go through the Joe DiMaggio. Sean Stellato is going to be in there.
I mean, I'm just so humbled. Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Vince Lombardi. Those men, Mark Bavaro, to stand on the shoulders of those great men who, allowed me to dream a little bit bigger. It's just surreal to the extent. And then obviously going in there with Tommy performing like he did on the biggest stage, Monday Night Football. Truly a blessing, Peter. And it's, obviously there's no slowing down in this industry, as you know. De Niro said, the high, the low, you got to kind of maintain that same pace. And, but being Italian, being passionate, loving the game, it's hard to turn it off. It's one gear.
You've always worn your heart on your sleeve, whether it be at the combine or whether I see you at NFL games. It's always a warm embrace. I love seeing you. What's the outfit in the closet we haven't seen yet?
Oh man.
How big are we going?
It's crazy. My mother, grew me when I raised me. She's like, Sean, you're the daughter I never had, because I was the baby. So my grandmother worked in a men's department store. Filene's my Letizia, my nonna. She immigrated from Ponte Grande, Catanzaro, Calabria, and she always used to hook me up. The white sport coat. Hey, let's give a Don Watson look. And I started rocking a couple suits in the middle school, fashion show in high school, and then college. I was in a couple fashion shows, and I remember in the industry with my early years, one of my tailors like, hey man, when you walk in the room, someone got to say, who the is that guy?
Yeah,
on my French. So we can definitely go kind of loud. I love the fedoras, some of the shoe collaborations through the years, the suits. Yeah, I've got some stuff I haven't even busted out yet.
Now look, there's Ferragamo and there's Gucci, but like I feel like you've got different brands. You've got like the custom brands.
Yeah, I do. I got, a couple tailors I work with that in terms of the custom. I mean, I told my wife I got to try to maintain the 6-pack till I'm at least 60. So we got 15 years, but it's when you have 30 custom suits, you can't
30.
I do got, someone asked me who has the bigger closet out of you two. I said, man, I said, you got me. I said, I got a cedar closet for my suits and then my walk-in. So I might got her on that, but which is cool. But yeah, you know what? I've always I'm looking forward to going to Italy. We're looking to potentially have a football camp in June.
I like this.
Yeah, I've got a couple, with
Yeah,
the
and that's the thing. Like this is opening up doors that maybe 2 months ago weren't possibilities, but now you see the success, you see the fan reaction, you see what Tommy does to the Italian American community and maybe Italian community at large. Um, what's the future for Tommy DeVito? And honestly,
Tommy.
what's something? What's like? Have we done Madison Square Garden courtside yet? Have we done that? And then big scale, what are we thinking?
Yeah, big scale. We haven't done Madison Square. They've reached out a couple times,
Mhm.
Islanders, and the Knicks. I know he's a Knicks fan and Islanders fan. So we're gonna hopefully look at the Yankees. We gotta get that first toss out because I know they're gonna
That's
Mr. Cashman's probably gonna offer him, try to be a dual threat like Dion,
yeah.
pitcher. But the kid's very talented. Big scale. Look at we're obviously gonna continue to evolve. He's got that, boulder on the shoulder. He knows it's about preparation. He knows that in NFL is an opinion-based business and you've got to get better. And he's going to continue to work on his craft. I know that. And he's with a great coach that's going to, and a storied franchise that's going to continue to walk with him and help him, get it done off the field, impact all those young potential future Tommy DeVito's, be that poster child for them, but also continue to evolve as a player. I think he's solidified himself as a bona fide starter in the National Football League. My job early in this whole process is to project value. I knew Tommy was special. I fought, I screamed, and him doing what he's doing, that's just a testament to his mindset, the aura about him. And he's embraced, all the blessings God given him. And let's face it, he's a proud Italian American with a big upside, and he's going to continue to rise up to those challenges. I wouldn't write them off for playoffs. I'm excited for the rest of these next 4 games.
Last question as we wrap: has the Tommy DeVito explosion and maybe your profile getting a little bigger on the national level, has it led to any help in the recruitment game for these college athletes?
You know what? It's that recruitment game is just a whole different animal. And I go through it every year. A lot of times I've got to the finish line, with top 100 guys coming in second. Can't control any of that. I'm excited about the 2 guys I have, the 2 to 3 that will be coming on for the 2024 draft. Hopefully players can see the value in that. What you see is what you get with me. And my passion, my energy, my tenacity, my attention to detail, my relationships with all 32 teams are right there. I mean, you said it, Peter. So hopefully, hey, some of the guys will look through the smoke and mirrors and really know how they want to be represented, and we'll embrace the opportunities that come our way and get the right guys on the bus and have fun with it. But most importantly, get them employed and hopefully have a long, lucrative NFL career. So, like Sinatra said, the best is yet to come.
Best is yet to come. Oh, I love it, dude. This is it. Speaking my songs. I'm gonna let you go. I'm wishing you all the luck. Senior Bowl, I might see you. Combine, I might see you. I can't wait to embrace you in person. I'm so happy for you, dude.
Thank you, Peter. Much love and thank you. Thank you for being a good friend through the years, man. Much love. All right.
Absolutely. Sean Stellato, the age at the Tommy DeVito, and hopefully many, many more. Thanks, Sean.